The final wide receiver that I want to take a look at is none other than Brandon Aiyuk, rumored to potentially want a trade. So should the Jets trade for Brandon Aiyuk? This coming because of what his brother and girlfriend have posted, as well as a post-game final day press conference at his locker where he was shedding a little bit of tears, didn't really know what was going on, where he was going to be. So this starts all off with his brother saying, or I guess not his brother, this is Brandon Aiyuk saying, "Don't forget what got you here." And then his brother posts, "Why does your all-pro 1,300-yard receiver have 3 catches in the Super Bowl?" He follows that up with, "This is the exact reason why we're leaving San Francisco. Thank you, 49ers, for drafting my brother. We are forever grateful. Back to Vegas." So I'm not exactly sure if he's talking back to Vegas as in Aiyuk would want to go back to Vegas, or if he's talking about like, hey, we're just, I'm going to go back to Vegas right now because it's just after the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. And then his girlfriend posts this to TikTok.
"This might be our last day. Or, I mean, not our last day. This might have been the last day we touched foot on Levi Stadium, me and Braylon, because we might not be out here next season."
So they may not be out here next season. This might be the last time they set foot out there for Brandon Aiyuk and the 49ers. Now, this is something that we've heard kind of in the past from like Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel originally requested a trade a few off seasons ago, ended up getting a monster contract from the 49ers, but now you're in a situation where they've already paid Christian McCaffrey. They've already paid Deebo Samuel. What happens now? Is there enough money to go around for an additional wide receiver, or does he wind up getting moved? Now, as far as his career stats go, he has been electric and none better than this past year. He had 1,400, damn near 1,500 yards this past year with 8 touchdowns. This guy's been absolutely electric, especially with the ball in his hands. 70% reception completion percentage, meaning he's always getting open. And you heard Sauce Gardner talk about it. This guy is open more times than not, and he's just not getting the ball thrown his way. As far as potential trades that could happen, I would say I've got 2 trades for the New York Jets that you can possibly consider. Whether or not you want to do it is entirely another thing. The first one up we could talk about, the Jets currently own the number 10 overall pick. The 49ers have the 31st overall pick. I would argue that the Chiefs at 32 would be willing to give up the 32nd overall pick for Brandon Aiyuk, considering the 49ers and the Chiefs have a little bit of a history with trades. They traded Frank Clark back a bunch of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Is that the right? I think that's the right math that I had in my head. So could this be another situation where they link up and they make another trade? If the Jets were to give up number 10, maybe they could take on the 49ers pick at 31. That would be a point difference on the value chart of about 700 points, or equivalent to the 26th overall pick in the first round. Now, in my opinion, the number 10 overall pick is far too valuable for the Jets to end up giving up. I would say I want to take our best offensive tackle on the board at number 10, because I don't think there's a way for the Jets to really solve offensive line in free agency anyway. So I'm not high on this particular option when it comes to a trade. One that I think a lot of fans might be rubbed the wrong way with, and I'm not sure I'm 100% on board with this one, but one that I think is a little bit more, I guess, appealing to me is potentially switching DJ Reed for Brandon Aiyuk. Both guys want new contracts, both in the final year of their respective contracts at this point. Neither team really wants to lose either one of these players. The Jets, obviously going for a Super Bowl, want to try and keep their secondary together for another year. DJ Reed is incredibly valuable to that. Now, the argument is going to be, if the offense can take a major step forward and the defense can take maybe a slight step back with the loss of DJ Reed, maybe this is the better net gain for the New York Jets than, retaining and either letting DJ Reed walk next year or having him, restructure a contract and pay him a whole lot of money. Now, the argument for letting Reed go is because of the Brandon Echols and Bryce Hall arguments. Echols under contract for this upcoming season, Hall going to be a free agent, but maybe you retain one of those guys, because we saw during the Eagles game with Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed both out of that game that the Jets defense did not miss a beat. So you're telling me with Hall and Echols, maybe it makes sense to get rid of a high-priced, valuable asset in DJ Reed that would provide probably his highest trade value that you could possibly get. Once you sign him to a contract, it's no longer going to be as lucrative of a deal for the New York Jets. Could upgrading the wide receiver core be the best route? For me, DJ Reed, I don't want a draft pick for him. Unless you're giving me a first-round draft pick, it's not something that I'm really in the mood of considering. I don't think getting a second-round pick or a third-round pick or whatever it is for Brandon Aiyuk, for DJ Reed is going to net us enough, impact this season to help us win a Super Bowl. I think DJ Reed's far more valuable to that sort of agenda. Where I get interested in it is with a player-for-player swap. So if you swap in Aiyuk, who's already a proven NFL commodity, there is no lottery ticket here. All you got to do is pay the guy. I would love the idea of making this trade in particular. And it's not because I don't like DJ Reed. It's because I think so highly of him. You have to give me someone that's deemed a first-round valuable asset at a premium position in order for me to even consider trading DJ Reed. So Brandon Aiyuk, potentially coming to the New York Jets via trade. DJ Reed already played with San Francisco with Robert Saleh during his time there. I could see him slotting back into a defense that's going to be run pretty similar to how the Jets are currently running their defense. So guys, let me know your thoughts. Brandon Aiyuk, trade potential for the New York Jets. Do you want the Jets to make a move? What do you think would have to be done to facilitate that type of trade? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for hitting the like and subscribe button on these videos. It goes a long way towards growing the channel. And then occasionally I get sponsors like this. So if you want to help support the sponsor of the channel, or maybe just get yourself some cool gear or some good discounts, you can click the link in the description down below. Today's sponsor, 𝐿 is going to give you 25% off your order using promo code JetsTalk. Link in the description down below. They've got gummies, THC syrup, THC seltzers. I just discovered these things. They are incredible. As someone who has been trying to cut down a little bit of their alcohol consumption and not, maybe feel as crummy the next day, this has been a godsend for me. Keep me nice and calm, cool, and collected, especially with all the hurdles that our Jets throw our way and all the headaches that we got to deal with as fans. So if you guys want to help support the channel, maybe get yourself a little bit of a discount as well. Support the sponsor of the channel, 𝐀𝐟𝐼𝐿. Thank you so much for watching the show.